जिष्णुरतेष्टा सभेयो युवास्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायतां निकामे निकामे
We are going to share with you a few glimpses of an ancient seat of learning. The city that is known as Vai today was the Virat Nagari of Mahabharat, and it was Dakshin Kashi for those who sought the traditional knowledge. The age-old tradition of quest for truth brought the 9 to 10 years old Narayan Shastri Marathe to the ghats of Krishna in the year 1898. At that time at Vai, there was a tradition of Adhyan of Vedic scriptures, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutras, Nyaya Shastra, Mimamsa, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, amongst other scriptures. There were acharyas, kathakars, pravachankartas, musicians and others. The young Marathe learned from many acharyas, but his Paramartha Guru was Prajnanand Saraswati. Prajna Math was established in the year 1902. The plague epidemic in the year 1904 at Vai played havoc with the city of Vai. Around 300 traditional pandits and acharyas died at that time. Prajnanand Saraswati too became a victim of this epidemic. In those difficult times, Prajna Math played a significant role in keeping the threatened tradition alive. In the year 1914, the young Lakshman Joshi joined the pathshala as a student of Sri Narayan Shastri Marathe. Sri Vinoba Bhave, who was already part of Mahatma Gandhi's struggle for freedom, took a year off to be at the Math to study Prasthantrayi. That is, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras. One of the significant contributions of the Math was in elaborating the understanding of dharma.
The idea of dharma took its birth in Hyderabad city. In Hyderabad, Kevalan Saraswati was delivering some lecture. So he gave in a lecture, he spoke about the idea of dharma kosh.
In the writings as well as the seminars in different parts of Maharashtra, dharma was being defined here as an evolving entity.
Now, as I told you, there were two schools among even traditionalist school. One thought that there was no reform possible in Hindu religion. Everything was there actually, right from the beginning of the universe, and it will go on. Others thought that the religion did not remain the same, reform was possible, and our Dharma Kosh belongs to that,
based on that
belongs to that school of thought.
This effort to understand dharma also took another shape. Gandhiji had visited the pathshala in the year 1920. In 1932, he called upon Narayan Marathe, who had by now become Swami Kevalanand Saraswati, Lakshman Shastri Joshi, to back the movement against untouchability. He invited them to provide evidence from the traditional scriptures to support intercaste marriages and eradication of untouchability. This too must have been part of the evolving understanding of dharma. Returning to Prajna Pathshala, Swami Kevalanand was open to understanding of modern sciences.
They started teaching them not just Sanskrit or traditional learning,
but
also
new disciplines also,
yes,
mathematics, science, English.
Even going beyond wrestling, exercise, swimming, all these things. So they wanted the students to be, all-rounded personalities, and also this nationalism. Also
they wanted to use the students as volunteers in national movement.
Yes.
So, like say for instance, salt satyagraha or 1940 movement of 1942.
In 1916, Pradnyamat became Pradnya Pathshala, which was later registered as Pradnya Pathshala Mandal. With this started the period of controversy at the center of learning. Madhyamik Shala was brought in here. They sought affiliation with Tilak Vidyapith. The national education was given as much importance as Adhyan of Shastras. Gradually, the Madhyamik Shala started taking over the very system with which it was intended to be integrated. In 1965, the teaching at Pathshala had closed down. In his reminiscences, Swami Kevalanand had to say that it was a mistake to have started Madhyamik Shala.
The integration of modern education with ancient education. That whole attempt was given up. Kevalananda got fed up. That Lakshman Sarji very clearly brings out. And he not only gave up, but he took sannyas.
Narayan Shastri Marathe turned his back upon it in 1931 and took sannyas, never to return back to Pathshala. But he continued to respond to the true seekers of knowledge and devoted his time to writing commentaries on Mimamsa. 5,000 pages of these commentaries took the shape of 7 volumes of Mimamsa Kosha. In 1955, Swami Kevalanand Saraswati passed away. At Pradnya Pathshala, national movement became a prominent activity. Shastriji joined a non-cooperation movement and he was imprisoned in 1931. Pradnya Pathshala Mandal became a meeting point for the freedom fighters. In the post-independence era, the Mandal expanded its process of education to include other activities by bringing the national journal Navabharat, a journal dedicated to the cultural and philosophical issues.
They said that in Maharashtra there are still people who are interested in the traditional thought, and this Navabharat will become a kind of dais for those people to explain tradition to the new society.
Shastriji found his successor in Professor M.P. Rege, a scholar in Western system of knowledge.
1987 मध्ये एक पंडित फिलॉसॉफर प्रोजेक्ट एक प्रोजेक्ट मेपू रेगे यांनी त्याची सुरुवात केलेली होती आणि तो पहिल्यांदा प्राज्ञ पाठशाळा वाई इथं झाला होता.
Sarva Dharma Adhyana Kendra was established to extend the area of research to study of religions. More than 100-year-old center of learning, founded on the traditional knowledge, stands on the crossroads today. It is one of the few centers in India that created a space for a dialogue between tradition and modernity. Are we to lose that precious space to the hegemony of the mainstream education industry of the day?
व्यवस्थितः नीवतो यदमध्यस्थात् विद्युल्लेखे वभास्वरा नीवारशूकवत्तन्वी पीताभास्वत्यनूपमा तस्याः शिखायां मध्ये परमात्मा व्यवस्थितः सब्रह्म सशिवः सहरिः सेन्द्रः सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट् सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति 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 सर्वारिष्ट शांतिरस्तु.